Good evening, seventh grade parents and families. I'm Miss Valentine, and I am your son or daughter's English teacher for ELA 7 this year. And I just wanted to kind of talk through a couple of the items that we have in our Google Classroom and in the stream that the kids kind of see every single day. So, one of the little items that they look at or they can find information is in the Little Bitmoji classroom. And what has been really nice coming into seventh grade and seventh and eighth grade last year is the teachers in seventh grade kind of keep me on my toes in terms of creating and recreating some of the work that it has been shared between us. So I've really enjoyed the learning aspect of it. And so I have a Bitmoji little classroom like the other seventh grade teachers do. And I just wanted to kind of show you quickly that part of it, they have their agenda gets updated every week right here. And that's an ongoing kind of process too, because sometimes things change a little bit. So that's both seventh and eighth grade have that in here. And then also, if you click on the letter, you'll see there's a way for them to reach me through email if they need to. And it's pvalentine@boyertownasd.org. That's another thing. And then also, I put the library material here because invariably they'll have to order books. And, it's an easy way to interact with Mrs. Mento, our librarian, who does a really, really great job with the kids. She was just in this week and did their orientation, and they were able to pick up a new book. Besides the summer book that we're finishing, they're going to be starting a new independent read shortly. And then the other thing is my little website right here. So again, the other teachers are kind of, updating things on an ongoing basis. So I'm doing that as well. So you can see here that my email and all of that is right here. And then seventh grade ELA, eighth grade ELA, just a little bit about the curriculum. And then pen points, that's just some of my writing. And then also resources for the kiddos is there. And then I just also wrote or did a little bit of information about myself and how I came here a couple years ago. Last year, I came back from the high school, actually. And before that, I was here before. So some of you might recognize my name from back then. And then these are my children and myself, obviously, a couple years ago. This is my oldest daughter, Audrey, and she is in med school at Geisinger Commonwealth School of Medicine. This is my Emily, and she's at Drexel University studying biomedical engineering. And this is my son, Aiden, who's a senior in high school at Blue Mountain, and he plays a lot of soccer. So it's big time soccer season right now, and we're hoping for big things from him. So that's the little website that there'll be some things updated there for you. And the kids can get to that too from the Little Bitmoji, but you can just go there too, from the website. So that's that piece of the puzzle. Then taking into account that the kids have all their items, most of their items posted still in Google Classroom. We do some paper things, but I try to keep things posted in Google Classroom because the due dates and everything are posted there, and it's easier to sort of keep track of. But we will be doing pencil paper things as well. So right now you can see here that there are certain things that are due. They should have completed the diagnostic the IXL diagnostic so that we can see what their levels are. And then as we move through some of the skills and the skills get posted in Google Classroom, they work on those. And then they also spend about 20 to 30 minutes a week in IXL updating and working through some of the skills, but usually I'll be posting separate little skills and that'll add up to their time for that week. And I just want to show you too in classwork that everything is situated pretty much by week. And I do sometimes have to move things around because we get ourselves, going on one topic and I don't realize how long something takes, which is fine. So we did do a 9/11 slide deck from Scope, and we had a good discussion about that. They do take a comprehension check test on Fridays, And right now we're working on elements of fiction. And what's also really fun, they had fun today working on a narrative. So we're having them write a story of their own, and then we will double back and go through the story elements and share their stories with each other and work through the elements through the application piece. So they'll be picking out the other person's setting, and they'll be picking out the different person's characters and that sort of thing. So I also wanted to mention to everyone that what we did in the beginning of the year is I taught them a bit about social emotional learning, and there is posted in Google Classroom for them the SEL framework. And you can look at that at any time as well. What's nice about this is it goes through the five competencies. So there's self-awareness, self-management, there's social awareness, responsible decision-making, and relationship skills. So we do a little bit in each area, and we can always relate that to either our classroom behavior and what we're doing, our individual work as a person and student, and then also take that out into the larger community as well. And you'll see here on the second page that each of the competencies is broken down into these little bullet points. And we have actually worked through some things too. So asking the students about, and giving them choice is about their self-awareness and self-management. And we actually have done quite a bit with this. The students also created their own Bitmoji locker, like my Bitmoji classroom, and they had fun presenting. And what we took out of that, once they presented, is we then doubled back and looked at our classroom behavior, and we did a my job, your job. What's my job? What's your job? And when someone's presenting, how do we behave and all of that? So we got into a little bit of our self-management with our own personal skills, sitting at our desk, and then also the social awareness of how we need to be in the classroom with each other. And from that, the kids did their Bitmoji lockers, and that was really fun to see from them. In addition to that, something that the other 7th grade teachers do is they prepare slide decks for the kids. And this one here is called Classes Lava that Mrs. Binkley created for the kids. And then I revamped this to kind of situate itself with my Google Classroom. So the intention here was to be able to use this to be able to maneuver and have the kids figure out everything that's in their Google Classroom in the class. And one of the items in there is having the kids look back and figure out if they can find out where the classroom rules are that we created. So I'm going to show you that. It's over here in resources. And there we are. So what they're in the resources, their classroom rules and all of that, there's materials, there's how we grade everything, and it's basically cumulative by points for me. And then the rules we came up with are be respectful of yourself, of others, of things, and be responsible for yourself as well and your materials. So that is a nice little, gathering of materials for you to kind of look at in terms of your 7th grade student in English. So sometimes we do have to update and move a few things around, but I think the kids are getting used to my style. And also, please join us for the Zoom later, just to pop into the Zoom to say hello. Thank you. Have a good night.